Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. Welcome back, everyone. It is something that affects millions of us, millions, and it can be crippling, challenging. A lot of times people gravitate toward medication, but you don't necessarily have to. We're talking about depression, and you can take a more holistic approach to that. We're going to learn a lot today. She's somebody that practices Chinese medicine and harnesses the power of many different modalities to help with depression. That includes acupuncture and herbals and so much, and insight, information. She studied this for a long time. Dr. Kelly out of New York City is back with us. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, Steve. How are you?
Wonderful. You look fantastic, by the way. I have to tell you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I really do. Depression is big. It can creep up at any time. There's many different reasons for it, as I understand it. But I'm surprised to hear that acupuncture can help. Please explain.
Yes. Actually, depression happens to a lot of young people these days. So drugs, but it looks like doesn't really help. I'm still depressed. So can you help me? I say, yeah. So, always check their pulse, check their tongue, ask questions. So one of the questions is, what time do you go to sleep? For college kid, you usually say, 2 a.m., 3 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
That the reason why you got depressed is because they're going bed too late. So in Chinese medicine, every organ has their peak time to function. For example, gallbladder's peak time is 12 to 1 a.m. Liver is 1 to 3 a.m. If you go to sleep at 2 or 3 a.m., which means your gallbladder, your liver, not function very well. And liver, especially the organ of liver or the channel in Chinese medicine, is in charge of emotion. That's why a lot of people, they go to sleep late and then they got depressed because their liver qi is stagnant. We call it liver qi stagnation.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. This all seems very reasonable. Just like the rest of us, hearing what you're saying, it stands to reason that, organs have their time, their function, and when they do what they need to do, certain hours. And, your schedule is not the same as everybody else's. Does the organs that you speak of eventually adapt to that?
Unfortunately not.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why usually people who work at a night shift, like nurse or doctors, they work at night shift, usually their health is not perfect. They usually have some problem. And it's also going to affect their fertility. For example, people want to have a baby, but they continually work at night shift. They're going to mess up their menstrual cycle. So, if people come to me and say, Dr. Kelly, I'm a nurse. I work at night shift, but I have, I want to have a baby, but,
Sure.
I have trouble to get pregnant. Can you help me? I say, yes, I can help you with acupuncture, but could you change your shift to daytime shift? Because if you work at night, all your organs gonna just mess up the hours, so they're not gonna function very well. In that way, if you don't have a healthy body, it's very hard for you to get pregnant.
Wow. And that seems perfectly reasonable to even understand. Okay, so let's go to the remedy. Or even before we go there, we know
you're depressed because my boss is yelling at me. My boss is not happy with me. So I feel I'm not capable about my job. Or my boyfriend or husband, not nice to me. I don't feel in love. That can also another reason you feel, depressed because you're not happy with the relationship or in a job, in work. So about that reason, how to solve it to me is, for example, I learned Chinese medicine, I learned I Ching. I Ching is like a philosophy. It talk about how should we deal with the problem in the world, right? Like your boss being mean to you. First, you need to understand, yes, he's your boss. He has more power than you. So that's why he can yell at you. You cannot yell at your boss. Of course, you can if you want to quit your job, right? But the point is, somehow your boss means they have more ability than you. In some way, you need to listen to them. If you understand in that way, you're not gonna feel so bad when your boss yell at you. His boss, you don't have to yell at him when you're boss, but in that way, you gain more knowledge, you gain more ability, so you don't feel bad. You understand how the situation, why people yell at you, why some people being bullied, why some being bad. That's how the world it is. In that way, you don't feel bad, you don't feel depressed. So another way to solve depression is, understand the principle of the world, how it works. So you don't get scared, you don't get angry, you don't get sad. So that's another solution.
In Chinese medicine, is there a way to, I'm going to try and best explain this. In those situations where you have stressors, you have that boss, it's just a challenge. Maybe you work with people or a company and it just, you're not super happy, but you need to support yourself. Is there a way to isolate or deflect yourself or make it so that it doesn't get to you like it does? Is there any secrets that, or techniques within Chinese medicine or any of those modalities that can help you just not let things get to you? I guess that's the best way to explain it.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you do the meditation, so focus on inside. So, I usually teach my patient, you breathe in, from lower dantian, which about like, 4 fingers down from your belly button, you breathe in, then come the lower dantian. So you breathe in, breathe out. In that way, you kind of like focus inside. You're not bothered by outside, like whatever your boss said, whatever your husband, boyfriend said, whatever your friends did to you. You're not bothered by the outside of the world. You're more focused on yourself. You're more like, I need to improve myself. I can be more peaceful. I can be happy. I'm not dependent on other people to give me happiness. It's all about me, not about other people. Like they're angry at me or they're happy. No, it's all about myself. So in that way, that's another solution for the depression. It doesn't matter who did to you, who said to you. It doesn't bother you.
I'm getting from you that we need to focus on ourselves, and so many of us are feel guilty in doing that and taking it away from, let's say, family, and then just putting the attention on yourself. And you've said it before, I hear it tons of times, but once again, breathing properly, intentionally, with the certain amount of time you breathe in, hold it, and let it out. Was it you that told me you should exhale? I don't know where I heard that. I don't know if that's accurate in terms of Chinese medicine. Please tell.
Yes, breathing is one of the way it can calm you down. And also in Chinese medicine, they said, it's from the book, not from what I said. So how many times you can breathe, that linked to how long you can live. That's why we usually kind of encourage people breathe slowly, not like very fast. Breathe slowly, you feel like more peaceful. You're not so like rushing or angry or
yes.
Yeah.
It's this is what I've heard, that in the United States, this culture, we breathe quickly. We don't even know we're doing it. And a lot of it's because of stress, anxiety, running around all the time. But in Asian cultures, this is my understanding, breathing is deeper and slower all the time. Yeah, of course, you might have a stressful second, whatever it might be, but you always reset back to more deeper, slow breathing. And
conditioning? like you consume less energy. So when you're angry or sad or excited even, you consume more energy. So your body needs more energy to support that emotion fluctuation. But if you are always peaceful, let's consume the least. So in that way, you are going to be more healthier. You're going to live longer because you don't really need that much energy to support the emotion fluctuation.
Gotcha. Totally clear. And it's you literally, it's like gas in your tank. You know, that energy, we only have so much. Now we're giving it to other people that don't support. We're giving it to things that are stressing us out, which we don't need to. Imagine if you disconnected from all those things and just was in a calm state and you're breathing slower, deeper. How wonderful life is. Wow.
I have a patient. So she comes in. She came in actually at the beginning for the shoulder pain and heel pain. But when I doing the intake, ask the question, I found out she had a very controlling husband. So I use acupuncture, of course, for the shoulder pain, heel pain. Also, I use some point to smooth the liver, release the liver qi stagnation. She literally said, Dr. Kelly, every time I come to you, I feel so much happier. My life is so much better. Like when the first time she came in, her face is miserable, literally miserable face. But after she gradually come in, every time her face is more like relaxed. She's more happier. She said, I feel so appreciated to meet you. You literally make my life so much happier.
Wow. Tell me about the acupuncture treatment for depression. Now, you just explained a little bit there, but what's actually going on with acupuncture when you're helping people with that challenge?
So, for example, we mentioned one of the main reasons people have depression is going to sleep late. Then they have liver qi stagnation. Liver qi stagnation, let liver qi move the liver qi, making it not stuck in your body.
Okay.
So I have like very simple points to treat. Like one of the points over here, we call it 合谷. We also call it LI4. So in American, we learn it in the number, but also the point had the Chinese name. We call it 合谷. And similar on the feet, we have a liver 3. We call it 太冲. So this LI4 and the liver 3, 太冲and 合谷is a combination. We call it 4 gates. Like a 4 gates open up, the qi start to move in your body. So when we put the needles in the acupuncture point in the 4 gates, your liver qi starts to move. You don't feel depressed anymore because your qi not stuck anymore, not stagnant anymore. That's how we treat depression with acupuncture. And it's pretty good. Feel so relaxed. Like they found the deepest sleep they never had before.
Wow. All right. So once you clear the organs using acupuncture, it's up to the patient to continue to do their part. So what does that mean? Go to bed at a reasonable hour, and some other things. Breathe intentionally. What else can you offer to help? Herbals is certainly something, I'm sure, for depression, right?
Yes, there's a herbal formula called 柴胡疏肝散. It's simple formula, but it's very helpful. Like, for example, even myself, I'm not perfect, although I'm a Chinese medicine doctor. I practice Chinese medicine. I learn I Ching, but sometimes, somebody say something mean to me, I can feel a little bit, sad or something. If I take the 柴胡疏肝散 formula, I literally feel no angry. Like I feel totally fine.
Wow.
So the herbal formula can also smooth the liver qi, like make you feel better. That's another solution. Kind of like a pivot. We call it 少阳. 少阳 is like change to 太阳, so it's like, because when we have something, like we stuck, right? You can go to left or you can go to right. But this herb kind of like give you help you to make a decision. You go left because left is right. But when we like stuck, like at the intersection, should I turn left? Should I turn right? You don't know where to go. But this herb can help you to make move, not stuck at the intersection. You know, oh, turn left is right. That's the way, that's the direction, right direction I should go.
Wow. This is so interesting. You know, so many people gravitate to a traditional doctor and then get an antidepressant type medication. And if that works for you, fantastic. Many times it takes a long time to take effect. And then after, a number of weeks, then you might decide, well, this is not really working for me, as you said, with some of the patients that have come in there. When we say qi, and you've explained it a number of times, for anybody that's watching or listening for the first time with us today, how do you explain qi?
The qi. Because it's very hard to say. It's just like the air, right? We breathe the air in and out every day, but we cannot see it. It's kind of like invisible, right. But you can feel it. Like one of my patients came in, it's his first time. He never did acupuncture before. He's a little bit worried. He's like, Dr. Kelly, I never did acupuncture. I'm a little bit scared. I said, don't scare. Let me put in like 1 or 2. Let's see how your body reacts. So I put some acupuncture points, and he said, I literally feel something moving to there. So he feel the qi moving. He doesn't know it's qi, right? But he feel it. He feel like something just moving to there. So that people like you will see it's energy. I'm not exactly sure if energy is the 100% accurate, but it's very hard to literally translate the meaning from another language to another language, like, English to Chinese or Chinese to French. Sometimes it's just very hard, but energy is the most popular translation.
Sure. And look at energy healing. Energy, so if it's positive energy with a positive intent, stands a reason there that it's going to support you. I'm fascinated in hearing from that patient that felt something fairly immediately doing acupuncture. Whatever it was, it sounds like it was a positive feeling that he got from it. Do you hear that occasionally from people?
Oh, yeah. And especially to, everybody is different. Some people more, I would say, more sensitive, or especially some young people. Like Saturday, I have a young guy, 26, came in for lower back pain. It's his first time. He had a lower back pain 2 years, actually. So 2 years, he experienced the pain. He doesn't really know how to do it. Of course, he went to see his medical doctor. They told him, oh, you have herniated disc or something. So he took some Tylenol, but, some painkiller didn't really help. So he came in. Because it had been 2 years, kind of like chronic. I usually feel chronic usually take longer time to heal. So, but I put some points on the lower back and some point on the leg. After 30 minutes, he got up. I said, how do you feel the pain? He said, I don't feel anything.
Wow.
So to some people, it's one thing can be very young, right? 26, very young. So their body heal much faster, like qi, that moves so much faster. It's just one treatment. Like even he texted me, he said, Dr. Kelly, I literally feel nothing. I'm so appreciative, but I'm going to come back to you again. Sit in front of the computer for 8 hours or even 10 hours. Then maybe not able to move around, even drink water, sit there for a whole day. That will cause your qi stagnate because you're not moving, right? Human beings supposed to move around, but we don't now. Nowadays, we just stay inside, no sunshine, in front of the computer whole day. That's why a lot of people ask me, hey, Dr. Kelly, are your patients most are old people? I said, no, opposite. Most of my patients actually are young people who work in the office, sitting in front of the computer. They have neck pain, shoulder pain, low back pain.
Wow. I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised to hear it's younger people. And you think of it, 100, 200, 300 years ago, that's not what people did. They were out. They were moving around. They were working with the earth. They were very active. And I can see, with the chi that it would be moving things around, stagnant. You're just sitting there doing nothing. How could that ever be good for anybody? It can't.
Exactly. That's just against human beings' nature, right? Human beings supposed to move around, supposed to go outside.
Yep.
In Chinese medicine, in Huangdi Neijing, I mentioned about it. People want to be healthy. Why? You go follow the nature's wisdom, right? When the sun up, you get up, you're moving around, you're being active. When the sun set, you relax, you go to sleep. But nowadays, everybody doing it against the nature, right? Sun up, some people still sleeping. Some people just sit there for a whole day. Sun set, some people go to the bar or still working in front of the computer.
It's more and more based on what you're saying. And what an enlightening 25-something minutes with you. Didn't know that acupuncture and herbals can support people with depression, and now have a better understanding of depression. Sleep, we always hear, and it's almost as if people say to themselves, come on, how's sleep going to make that much of a difference? Hearing you, Dr. Kelly, now I see it. Now I see the importance of it, especially that organs operate, or their peak time, prime time, maybe even just to clear themselves out, is during those hours. Your website, Kelly121acupuncture.com. You're located in New York City. Obviously, somebody has to be in that area to see you for acupuncture, but you can support pretty much anybody anywhere with some of the other things like herbals and consultations and such. Thank you so much for today. Really learned a lot. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Steve.
We'll catch up soon. We'll be right back.
Parallels Desktop. Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes?
How could he do this to you? And for Sheila, she has split ends.
B, console her?
Oh, sweetie, this is going to happen a lot. 4, maybe 5 more times before you get married.
C, take charge?
Got to get this all straightened out. Keep a little talking to, man to man, mano a mano. Hey, Steve! Is now a good time? No? Okay, no problem. Bye.
Or D, help her find a new boyfriend?
I know a great place to meet boys. The internet. Nice, single boys. Never mind. How about some ice cream?
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.